The information shared on Healing from the Heart are from personal accounts and experiences intended to help shed light on possibilities of healing potentials still being researched and discovered. Any communications, considerations, or recommendations are not substitute for medical, psychological, or licensed professional help in wellness or recovery. Please seek a qualified practitioner regarding specific needs or concerns. We hope this podcast uplifts and inspires. Welcome to Healing from the Heart, a space to empower others to learn how to heal themselves with the energy of hope, light, and guidance. Host Torun Antonsen is an intuitive spiritual healer, medium, and teacher. She is certified by the Norwegian Healing Society and serves on their ethics council. In 2018, Torun founded the Healing School to help individuals develop their innate abilities and believes that everyone has the capacity to heal. Since 2014, she's contributed to several scientific studies on the effects of healing, aiming to bridge the gap between traditional wisdom and modern science. Being an advocate for combining conventional and natural medicine together with spiritual healing, Torun shares her own personal story, with recently being diagnosed and surviving pancreatic cancer in 2024. Her goal is to help others learn about options and resources within their own healing journey, with a loving support system including spiritual healing several days a week, walking in nature every day, exercising, acupuncture, herbs, vitamins, and a healthy diet. Torun became strong again. Her life's mission is to help communication between medical professionals and their clients to create more effective resources within hospitals, as well as navigating others toward health, joy, and purpose. To shine light on what's needed most when she was healing herself. Now, here is your host of Healing from the Heart, Torun Antonsen.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to Healing from the Heart. I'm your host, Torun Antonsen, and this is a safe and gentle space where we can share light, hope, and healing together. And I believe that everyone has the power to heal, and I'm so grateful for everyone who are with us today, and to those who will see the recording. And I'm just a channel working from my heart. And I believe when we work from our heart and have the good intention, everything will always work out very well. So welcome to my world, and let us begin. And today I have a beautiful guest with me, and her name is Hanne Kristin Rohde. And most people in Norway know about this beautiful lady. She has been on television for many years. I will let her tell her story. She's a very brave lady, and I'm so proud of her. And I feel very lucky to have her in my life. So welcome, Hanne Kristin.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here, Torun, and I'm honored to be invited to share heart and soul with everyone.
You are very special for me, and our friendship it means a lot to me. And what we really have in common is the love for animals. You are an animal communicator, but you have a very different background. And can you tell us a little about your background and why you shift into being an animal communicator?
Yes, I will try to make the long story short. Because it's so many elements. But you know, I've felt something more huge than me during all my life. But I decided as a child to become a famous defense lawyer. And that was a dream of mine, I guess. I'm not sure where it came from. So I decided to study the law. I went to the university for 5.5 years. And to become a lawyer here in Norway, you need some practice. And one of the ways into this practice, I could work within the police, the Norwegian police force. So here in Norway, we have this special system that the police officers who goes to school for 4 years, they work with the investigation and so on. And I, who had studied the law, I could be a police lawyer, and we work within the same organization. So I went to court as a prosecutor for 2 years. And my plan was to quit to be famous defense lawyer, but I continued within the police for 25 years because I fell in love with justice, with the adrenaline, this huge task to work for freedom and to work for justice in the main town of Norway, Oslo. But I didn't work as a prosecutor for more than 3 years. I became a leader. And during these years, I felt my intuition. I felt my communication with animals, but it never reached my brain.
But did you use your intuition in that kind of work? Because I remember I saw you so many times on TV, and it was always about murderer or something really scary stuff. Did you use your intuition? And I must say hello to everyone who's coming in. It's so good to see you all. So do you think you used your intuition in that kind of work, in the crime cases you worked with?
I would say yes and no, because I was and had to be very loyal to the system. We couldn't use all the resources on intuition. We had to go on based on facts, But my task was to be a leader. I didn't investigate, but I worked close to the investigators. And when I was in the media to talk about the homicides and the violence against women and, the rapes and all the brutal stuff, which was my ability, I often knew what to say. I often knew that journalist I can trust. And I'm not sure I can trust her. So I used my intuition to talk in a way that I felt secure that the right thing were to come into the TV and radio and so on. So, but I wasn't so conscious about it. And then I, as many other people in this world today, I got burned out. And my plan was to go back to the police after recovering my health. But what happened, and this is the very fun part, because it's two things happening at this point. The one thing that was that I'm an author, so I had started to write crime novels. And then I decided to quit within the police because I loved writing crime novels based on all my knowledge from the police. And I started to write crime novels for young ones, aged 9 to 12 years old. And one of the main characters in the book, she was clairvoyant. She saw the blue lights, and she used the blue lights as leads, within the mysteries I created for the young ones. And then the editor house, Kagge Forlag, they made an interview with one of our biggest newspapers here in Norway. So they came home to me with a photographer and a journalist, and they wanted to interview me about the books. And here it all starts, because I talked about the books and everyone were happy. And then the journalist asked me, but you, Hanne Kristin, as the author, do you see blue lights? And I knew on beforehand that she would ask me that question. And I had asked my guys, Should I say yes or should I say no? And I decided to say yes. So I said, yes, I see blue lights. And yeah, okay, that was fine. And what happened next? I have no idea, except from, I think, the guides, the universe, thought I was far too slow. They had to push me out in the world because I had kept my spirituality for myself. I was a public person. Everyone knew who I was, you know.
Yes.
So the next thing I knew when the journalist and the photographer left my home was that the last half hour I had talked about spirits in my home, that we had to clean our house for spirits, you know. And I knew that the next day I would have the front page on that newspaper. I just knew it.
Yes, and it was a big newspaper in Norway. It was VG.
Yeah, the ugliest photo you can imagine, and the huge. It was like a huge war. You know, is it? Rohde thinks she has skjulte evner, hidden
Psychic gifts or hidden gifts.
Yeah, something like that. And I thought, oh fuck! I guess this isn't happening to me. Oh.
I remember that so well because I was most thinking about the blue light because I always see the blue light. And for me, that's the healing, that's the healing guides. And when you talked about the blue light, I just loved it. And for me, that was so special with your books that you talked about the blue light. But it must have been terrible for you because it was an ugly picture, and you are beautiful, but they didn't choose a beautiful picture of you. And it was a lot of, in Norway we call it nettroll, trolls, who wrote a lot of bad things to you online.
Yeah, of course. And I lost control over my own story. You know, everything was out in the open. And to put it, it was not only the trolls, not the people hiding between some name or another name. It was all the professors came out, all the professors, all the people with the titles. They came out and they said, this woman should never have worked within the police. This woman, she's insane. Don't listen to her. And it was like a war out there. Yeah. And I was sitting in my house, and my mom, she was so angry. And my husband, he said that, okay, this is fine, it will pass. And I thought, Eckhart Tolle, I said, this too will pass. This too will pass. This will pass. And then what happened? I got some messages and some emails saying, you are a disgust for the police. You are so terrible, and all the ugly things. And then I started
to remember that.
Yeah. And then I started to meet people. I went out drinking coffee. I went to the shop. I lived my life. And people stopped me in the street. Foreign people I had never met before. And the same day this paper came out, they stood with the paper between the body and their arm. And they were crying. And they hugged me. And they thanked me. And then I suddenly knew that this is my way to helping people. And I haven't thought about that. So when I saw how grateful people were, I suddenly knew instantly how many people here in Norway who is hiding for others, but also for their own spirituality, because Norway is a terrible country for spiritual people, really. We have to use love to survive. And I live with that, but it's terrible for people to come out and just feel I can use my power and I'm entitled to be who I am. But what happened, I guess it was 3 months after this front page, I woke up one morning and I had this strange feeling inside. And I thought, what is this? What's happening to me? And suddenly I felt, now, Hanne Kristin, you're free. Yeah. Now you can do whatever you want within what is me, you know. So this ugly front page set me free. That's the main thing.
It was a hard way, but you were thrown out there, and it really helped you to start focus on your spiritual gifts. And I don't know about you who are listening, but is it many of you who have animals? Because Hanne Kristin, she started an education to become an animal communicator. And she also had done mediumship and intuition courses. And she also a great teacher and a speaker, very famous speaker in Norway. But what about you? Do you love animals? Because that's really her passion. And she have done reading on my animals and also a horse I borrow weekly. And it's been spot on. And it's amazing how the animals can teach us, help us, and give us a lot of wisdom. And I see Anja, she's writing an amazing way to discover your path. Yes, I agree. And Jackie, she have a dog, and Anja have a little dog, and she's in spirit. And I must say, Anja, I feel your dog is so close to you in your energy. It's just, I feel really touched, and I have goosebumps all over my body, and that's a good sign. And why did you choose that education, Hanne Kristin? Why animals?
Well,
they don't write bad things about you then. The animals. Fine.
Well, I have always been very fond of animals. I've always stopped to say hello to a bird or to just say hi to whatever is. But during the pandemic year, we had a pause here in Norway where we were allowed to travel again to meet other people again. And I was about to go up north to make a conference about my books. And on my way to the, on my way, I started to cry. And I cried so much. And I thought, what is this? What is happening to me? Because I felt happy. And I was crying. And then
suddenly, it was on the plane?
Yeah, on my way to the airport. And my brain was making up stories. I guess all of the listeners here know how the brain can make up stories. So my brain told me that one of my cats, I have 2 cats, were about to die before I reached back home. So I was almost hysterical. Which one? I can't. I can't miss. I can't miss them. I can't lose them. I didn't know what to do. So I sat down on the airport, trying to just be with whatever it was. And then I thought, I have to just go into Facebook or do something just to calm my thoughts. And the first thing that showed up on the Facebook was, this is the animal school. Do you want to be an animal whisperer? And I thought, yes, that would be great. And from that moment, I was totally calm and all happy. And my truth is that my cats, they had to shout at me. They had to use every power they had to make me listen. So,
don't you think our animal choose us in a way, and that they are here to teach us something?
Yes, I'm sure. I'm so sure they does. And I'm not a medical clairvoyant. I can't tell you whether your dog or cat or horse or bird are injured or need medical care or something, but I get wisdom from the animal to you as the owner. And it's so
from the soul of the animal to the soul of the owner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a reading, but it's I can do reading directly between you and me, for example, but it's like I get connected to this huge source of love from the animal kingdom. When you have this dog or your cat or whatever it is that connects with me, so I'm the messenger, to put it that way, and the wisdom is very deep. I sometimes get very complicated messages, complicated pictures, so the receiver...
You did that for me when I had the first reading for my dog. And I will tell you a little about that. And I see Elin, she have a cat, and she doesn't live far away from me, I think. And Anne, she said the animal will choose us. And I feel the same. I don't think it's any coincidence which animal who get to different families. And the first time Hanne Kristin gave a reading for my dog, it was quite complicated, the message. But later I understood everything, because it was before I knew I had pancreatic cancer. And I didn't see clearly what was wrong with me, because all the doctors said I was fine, all the blood tests were good. But the dog tried to tell her that I need to see something we didn't see, and that it was a bit chaos. And a few months later, they diagnosed me with pancreatic cancer. And then I understood the message from my dog. And it was also, he told me things about my future, that things will come together and be fine again. And it was a very deep message. And you don't always understand everything the moment you get the message, but when you, maybe after a few weeks, you understand more. Do you agree, Hanne Kristin? You don't always get the message right away.
Well, that's my experience too. I remember very well, because that was the first time we met, Torunn. First time we spoke, when I had read your cat and your dog. I do agree that, and I guess that counts for every reading, that sometimes we don't understand it at first, and then we have to go back because it's so many frequencies. And my experience is that the frequency might be quite difficult to understand, but if you're willing to work with it and open up your heart and soul, you will be able to understand. And one answer might show up the first day, and another answer will show up day 2. And after a week or a month or a year or 10 years, you may have different kind of messages, because it's so many frequencies. So I always say to my customers that please don't feel that you have to understand everything at once. Feel free to accept that there will be many answers to the pictures and the message, because this has to do with the universe. It has to do with the soul. So it's not only one answer. It has to do with you opening up and the development, and what is your life plan, to put it that way.
Yes, and I showed it to a very close friend of mine, and she read it, and she understood everything. And she said, it's amazing how my dog, Hachi, could tell you all that stuff. And she said, he's really talking about you. And I see it's so nice. It's people from, is Jasmine, is that the way you say it? From South Australia. So nice to have here. And Anita from Grimstad. And Anita, I know you have a very special animal. Can you write the name of that animal? It's so beautiful. And I feel so drawn to speak to you. What's the name of that animal, Anita? It's beautiful. I just seen picture of the animal. Maybe it's a bit delay in the chat, but I think it's, we think it's just dogs and horses and cats you can speak to, but you can speak to any animal. And let me see if Anita is writing the name. I don't remember the name in English. So, and what about you people? Do you feel you can? I think most owners do speak to your animal. If you sit there in stillness, can you tell us, Hanne Kristin, how can we connect with our animal? How can we feel the message from them? Because they try to speak to us all the time.
Yes, I always say that there is a reason why you have that explicit animal with you, because it's a healing. It's a healing going both ways, you know.
Yes, it's
And
healing with animals. It's really.
yeah, it is. And it's like we are so used to thinking that if we feel something, or that if we are thinking something, it's only our head. But it might be the animal trying to get a message through to us. So if we feel or think, or just start to laugh, or we see a shadow and we turn our head, it's no one there, of course, it might be the animal trying to get in contact with us. So I always say that write down everything that happens when you feel that this has to do with your animal, and trust what you get, because it's the way to connect in telepathically with your animal.
Yeah, and I saw a movie on YouTube, a goldfish, that they teach to push a button so it can move around outside in the box with water, that it was intelligence. And yesterday I saw a lamb who couldn't use the legs, and he was he could also drive by using his head to push a button so they can move him around to meet the horses and the dogs and other animals. Have you seen that? So they are really intelligent. I think it's so easy for us to think that a fish maybe can't think, but when I saw that with the goldfish, have any of you seen that on YouTube? The goldfish who could push the button and drive outside. It was amazing. Have you seen that, Hanne Kristin?
No, I haven't.
No. Maybe I should share it on Facebook. And I see it's many people who love animals here. And Amy, she misses her animals. And for me, it's like, it's someone from South Africa. That's so nice.
That's great. Yeah.
I lost 2 of my babies. Yes, a puppy named Toby. It's so hard to lose them. And because for me, it's really a family member. And I think we are different. I'm very sensitive, so I read my animals very easily. So I can tell my partner that is something wrong with the dog. He doesn't behave normal. He tried to tell us something, and he said, "Nah, he just wants snacks." And I said, "No, something is wrong. I can feel it immediately," and he cannot. So, but I always correct when I feel something. So I think many of you who are watching today who love animals also can easily feel when they're trying to tell us something. My daughter Matilda has sold her to a family in Kristiansand last year, but I agree.
May I just share a story, Torun?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love seeing the comments. Many people have the animals and they miss the animals, of course. But I'm also so, I feel so much love for the whole animal kingdom, you know. There are so many souls into the animal kingdom waiting for us, the human beings, to receive their wisdom. And we are just going around using the artificial intelligence, and we are so in a hurry. But we have to stop and listen to the animal kingdom. And the short story I just want to share is, if we go to Egypt, we have this Sphinx, this lion figure with the pharaoh face, but I guess the pharaoh had to put his face in the huge male ego. I don't know, but if you go the straight line from the path of this sphinx, you end up in Timbuktu in Africa, and that place is where the white lions lived before the humans killed almost all of them for pleasure. The white lions, by the shamans in Africa, was said to be reincarnated souls of very huge and high wisdom. And if you go a straight line from this Timbuktu and Africa and the White Lions continent up north in Norway to our place in Finnmark, you find white reindeers with the same backstory, saying they are reincarnated souls of wisdom.
Wow.
This is so mighty wisdom, and I feel there is so much we need to know these days, where we have these leaders all around in the world playing out cards of war. And it's not only the people, you and me, who can do something about it, but we have so many animal souls in the animal kingdom. So I just want to say to everyone listening, please listen. Listen to what a butterfly tried to tell you. Listen to what the fly tried to tell you. Listen to the fox, the moose, whatever, the giraffe, the elephant, whatever. Please listen with your heart, because maybe it's you who get the exact message and then you can start to talk about what message you got, and we can change the world, I guess.
And I feel when I are out in nature, and especially when I need help, the animal give me information. Last summer, I was healthy enough after being sick with cancer, and I went to my favorite mountain. And on the way back, I saw a white reindeer. It was many reindeers, but it was one white. And that's maybe a sign.
Yes.
But when I was sick, I went to the forest every day, and it was so many signs from the butterflies, from the birds who behaved strange. They were not afraid of me, just standing there looking into my eyes. And I felt it was really beautiful signs that I was protected. And it's a nice message here from Ørjan. He said, me and my daughter had this beautiful Iceland horse, and we got so close because of the horse. And he was so wise. I really felt his beautiful heart. And I feel horses are really big healers, because the heart rate of a horse is 5 times stronger than humans' heart rate. So just touching a horse is very, it calm your nervous system. And they also mirror you. So I do horseback riding at least once a week. And if I'm not in balance, the horse behaves very strange. So I always need to calm down, breathe, think positive thoughts, and then he behaves very good. If I'm not in balance, he's more stressed and look around. It's like, is there something dangerous here? So it's I can watch him, and then I know what kind of mood I'm in, if you understand.
There are 2 questions here. Cindy asks, can animals be incarnated with our loved one's spirit? And of course, I don't have the exact answer, but I know during some animal communications that one dog can reincarnate and come back as another dog. And one dog answered the questions before I got to answer it. It was so fun, because I was talking to the dog and the family on the phone. And then the mom in this family said, I have one question. We had this dog once, and I knew what she was going to ask, whether this dog that had passed was reincarnated reincarnated in this dog I was talking to now. And when I said, yes, I have the feeling that, I suddenly heard, oh, whoa, 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 and the dog answered that, yes, it's me. So we all started to laugh. But if your grandmother comes back as a dog, if that's the question, I don't know. But I can only say that if you feel there's a connection, it probably is. So just be with it and feel what is right for you. Maybe it's not your grandmother in the dog or cat, but maybe she uses that dog or cat to come through to you.
Yes. I feel goosebumps when you say that. I think they use the animal to reach you.
And another questions, maybe I would love to, it's the labyrinthian criterion. I would love to hear about what messages you have gotten from the butterflies or the insect kingdom. Wow, that's a very powerful questions. And I have, when you're out walking in the forest, you see these tiny insects. Torun, do you know the English name of bille? I don't know, but it's
insects that are black.
I've had a kind of shell, but it's like 1 inch. Yeah. And one day I was out last summer, it was a lot of them, and they were lying on their back. And I couldn't pass. So I just had to stop and move them back on their feet.
Yeah, they can die when they are on the back.
Yeah, of course. But I guess that was the first time in my whole life I just had to stop to help this insect. And it happens 5 or 6 times during that walk, And when I came home, I just felt that they know I helped. So something happened in my heart. It was like I got this huge thank you. You saw me, even though I was so tiny. So in my heart and my soul, this was kind of communication. Just be aware. There's something so much around here that is very important for me to do. It's a tiny little action. I just bow down and just pick it up and turn it around 5 seconds at the most. And it happened. And something, And, when you have a cat, cats love to pick up mice and bring them back home alive. And that could be quite a story. And it was last summer, the cat brought home a mouse that was very much alive. But finally, I succeeded in getting the mouse in my hands. And when I was bringing this mouse outside, I just looked into the eyes of him. He looked up at me and connected, and I felt the trust. I felt so much trust. And I just said to the mouse, just please be still in my hand and I will get you out. So I walked out and let him down in some bushes and he was gone. 10 minutes after that, a bird stopped in front of me and just looked at me. Was sitting there for a long time. And a half an hour later, a little deer came by and just looked at me and passed. And 1 hour later, 11 butterflies were flying around my chair. And I felt that the animal kingdom had seen or felt what I did with the mouse. I didn't kill it. I talked to it. I brought it out. So I suddenly sat there with a cup of tea and I said to my husband that they know what I did, all of them, all the birds, they just know it.
And they were grateful for what you did.
Yeah.
And what I experienced with butterfly, sometimes I also feel butterfly, the spirits, the loved ones on the other side use butterflies to reach us. When I become sick, around my house, it was a lot of just white butterflies the whole summer. Out of each window, I could see a lot of white butterflies. And people who visit me said, it's so strange. It was just white butterflies. And I didn't know if I was going to survive because they told me I was most possible going to die. But I saw all the butterflies, and it gives me, I just love white butterflies. It reminds me about angels, signs from the angels. And the day before, I got the message that it was possible to give me an operation that could save my life. All the white butterflies were gone, and it was only orange butterflies. And I also have a big butterfly bush, and they were sitting all that only orange butterflies. And when I Googled the spiritual meaning of those butterflies, it was life force, new energy coming in. And then it was the operation, and everything went well. And this summer, when I was healthy again, I saw butterflies in all colors around my house. It's the same area, it's the same forest around here. And I also saw a lot of blue butterflies, and that's not so common. So I feel butterflies very often are sign, and they use animals to reach us. Like you said about the grandma, maybe reach you because of the animal. So I think, yeah, do any of you have had signs like that you feel it's someone on the other side use the animal to support you, give you hope? I knew a beautiful lady, old lady. I loved her so much. And when she died, I was in my office, and a bird was standing like this for a long time, a small bird, just like that. And later on, I got the message she died at that time when the bird was outside my window. So I think often the animals, they can use the animals to reach us, and especially butterflies and birds. And Jasmine said, "You won't believe this, but my dog has just no past." I'm so sorry, Jasmine. He held on for 4 weeks after his fail. Yeah. That's hard. I'm so sorry. It's really hard to lose a dog. For me, I have had 5 dogs. I still have 1 dog, and every time I have to let them go, it's like taking off my heart. It's really hard, but I always feel them around me, especially the first weeks. It's like they try to tell me I'm good, I'm fine. So if this has just happened, I'm sure if you sit in stillness, you will feel your dog around you. And sometimes I also see in the aura of some of my clients, for example, a dog very close to them, even many years after they went to spirit. So it's like they choose to help the owner, even if they're not here. And I say, Anita, it really makes sense about Animals Kingdom. I didn't get the name of your animal. Maybe you don't know the name, but she have a special, beautiful animal, and it looks like it's in gold. I need to show you a picture later on. Yeah. And do you have any questions for Hanne? She has so much knowledge about the animals, and she's also how can I say it? She's a mentor who teaches you to use your intuition, a business mentor. So you do different stuff, Hanne Kristin, but I feel the big passion is animals.
Yeah, in many ways. My big passion is animals, but also to awaken the souls in all of us human beings, because here in Norway, it's so much brain and so little soul. It's not like we're cruel people, but we are unconscious about the huge consciousness, to put it that way. And I saw a comment, I think it's gone up, but it was not to forget the energy of animals. You know, maybe you don't have an animal, but if you close your eyes, you see a fly or a butterfly or a wolf or an elephant, and that might be the energy of an animal coming through to you to help you within a certain situation. And we also have totem animals that follows us from birth to death in this life. So we can ask the totem animal as a guide, what would you consider me to do now? And then we can just feel the answer within all the guides. And yeah, you know. But animals they are a very huge part of the energy out there. That's how I would like to see it. So we can ask them and we can respect them. And it's not like it's the human beings on one side and the animals on the other. We are connected. And we
now
need...
I see Anita, she have an indie and a gecko.
Ah, a gecko, yeah.
And it's in gold. I didn't mean to stop you from speaking. It was just, it looks like it's gold. Have you spoken to an animal like that, Hanne Kristin?
No, I haven't.
Maybe you should try, Anita, to have a session with Hanne Kristin.
Yeah.
And because I'm just so amazed about that beautiful animal. And yeah, and I think animals are small angels on earth, and they higher our vibration because they are pure love. And what I really like with horses and dogs, that most of the time I have them around me, it's like they live in the moment. They are not in the future. They're not thinking about yesterday. They teach us to be here and now. And I think that's the way we should live. I don't know why we people are this way, that we always think about the future, worry about things. And but the animals teach us just to be here and now, and that's the only thing we have.
Yeah, they are. So they are very important. And I see some people want a reading, and I never do readings on online because I might get some messages that are private to you, you know. But you're so welcome to my website. Everything is written in Norwegian, but you can choose Google Translate to understand a little about what I say, and I can speak English.
They can just email you, and they can just email you in English anyway.
Yeah, and when we talk on the phone or in any way, I give the answer in English, so that's not a problem. I've done that before.
And I see Sigrun, she said butterflies have a healing effect on her, and they come and sit on her. And that's, I think many people have had that experience. It's very special when a butterfly wants to sit on you.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
And I think that's a good sign. It's really, this summer I met a wolf, and the lady who had trained the wolf for 45 years, she said, maybe the wolf don't want to meet you. And we were 3 people who went to meet the wolf, and the wolf didn't want to go near the other people, but it came to me and it gave me a kiss. And something happened in here. The feelings, I just felt like crying. And the lady said to me, now you are connected with the wolf. And she said, you can never meet a wolf from your mind. You need to meet them from your heart. And it was the strongest feeling. And I can't stop thinking about that wolf. I think if you have the chance to meet a wolf, do it. I was a bit scared. And she said, you have to be confident, but the heart was going like this. But when he kissed me, I was allowed to touch him. And it was so amazing to be close to a wild animal. We are not used to that in Norway. And I think we don't take good enough care of our wolves in Norway. They kill most of them. Have you met a wolf? Hanne Kristin, have you met wolves? Oh, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Something happened.
You can hear me,
Yeah, we
I
can
guess.
hear you. Yeah.
I have never met a wolf that closely, but my totem animal is a wolf. So I have one with me all the time. But that's not exactly the same that you were telling about, So, but the animals
But
are...
how can you find out what kind of totem animal you have? How can we know? How can we do that?
Well, the fact is, I went to Anita Panayotis in London online and participated in a masterclass about totem animals. And she led us through a meditation where we ourselves were to find our animal, because I can't tell you your animal is this and your animal is that. We find it ourselves because we invite the energy in. So now I have had 2 classes myself here in Norway, where I have created a meditation and I make some, I tell people a little about the message animals and the journey animals and the shadow animals and the totem animals, So, but it's very, very exciting to use the animals also energetically, really.
So maybe you can make a meditation in English because we have people from all over the world with us today: Scotland, Australia, Africa, US, England, Norway. So maybe you should make one in English so we all can find out what kind of totem animals we have with us. That would be really, really nice. And I see the time goes so quickly. Is there any questions from any of you before we please ask?
Yeah, while we're waiting for the question, I just want also to say what you started to say, Torun, that I also have clients where I give an intuitive coaching, to put it that way, where I'm so fond of the intuition, and I wish we could learn about intuition at school, in kindergarten, and that we use intuition in a professional way, professional meaning from the soul, because it has so much to tell us. So I feel it's a huge gift also to meet people without animals, to connect, listen to the story, and then picture comes up where I see clearly, oh, we can go this way, and there we will find something very important. It's always the client finding the things, but I am the one telling her or him, just go a little further. What do you see? What can you tell me? So then I operate as an investigator, I guess.
I think it's good to have your background in that kind of work,
Yeah, it is. So, but I use the same.
It's a good mix.
Can animals be our guides? Cindy asks. Yes, definitely. They are all the time. The whole animal kingdom are our guides all the time, if we allow them, if we open our heart and souls and listen, and you trust yourself. It's so important. Trust what you get. Don't let the brain tell you, no, this is nothing. This, of course, this is something I made up. It's a fancy. Trust yourself.
Yeah, and I did have a guest, a famous medium from Denmark earlier on this podcast, and she did a meditation when we could speak to some loved ones on the other side. And I choose to speak to my Rottweiler, who is on the other side, instead of a human being. And she told me, I'm coming back. So, and it's so strange because I have a beautiful old dog. I hope he will live for many more years. But we have been thinking he's very big. He's 50 kilo. And I've been thinking next time we need to have a girl because they are a bit smaller and not so strong. But he's the kindest dog in the world. And when my Rottweiler Stella said, I'm coming back. And I was thinking, oh, maybe that's why I've been thinking about having a girl next time. So I think every one of us can sit in stillness and just ask them to come closer to us, and just don't expect anything. Just let the answer and the feeling or pictures just pop up naturally. And thank you everyone who has joined us today. And I must say, Hanne Kristin, I think you have been so brave what you've done. And after that newspaper stuff, most people would just hide. But you did the opposite. You just showed up. This is me. I believe in psychic gifts. I believe we can speak with animals. Animals have soul. And I know it's been so hard for you because so many people thought you were crazy and they were disappointed and everything. But what I feel, it's so much easier for other people now to stand in the power and do what they want, follow their dreams, because you have done it. You have been in the front, lifted other people to trust the inner voice that tells them what they really want to do. So I just want to thank you for the job you have done for so many of us, and especially being a voice for the animals. Is not so many people choose to do that. And for me, as an animal lover, I just love that some people want to be the voice of the animals, so they can teach us and give us so much wisdom. So
Thank you.
so much.
And I just want to say to everyone, with or without animals, find your way. And a journalist asked me questions when I participated in a TV program, and he was so sharp, and he said to me, how come that you as a police lawyer and police leader believe you can talk to animals? And I had prepared my answer, of course, but I said, I don't have to believe. It happens every day. So go out and feel in your heart what happens to you every day.
And that's so important. And thank you so much. And thank you, all of you who has been joining us today. It's amazing to see people from all over the world. It's I love that. Thank you so much. And it's so nice to see so many people love animals. And may you walk with peace, love, and trust in your own light. Until next time, keep shining, keep healing, and keep growing. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.